VC. Yeah, I look a bit dishevelled. We've got 75% humidity at the moment. The temperature is approaching about 100 degrees. That's including the humidity factor, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to Thailand. So if I look a bit dishevelled, it's because hay fever is a part of the problem here with this humidity for me. Anyway, let's get on to the business. Wax Ecstatic got a contest, and the question posed is, what album would you like to hear for the first time again from your past? So it's basically a sort of delve into your memory banks and returning to that feeling at that age for that particular music. So anyway, I could have chosen quite a few, but I'm going to tell this little story which symbolises, anyway, for me now, the point in my life where I got to a point in the road and I veered off down a music hole, not a rabbit hole, a music hole. It changed my life radically. I was in secondary school. I was 15 years of age. I had a couple of close friends, males, and we had spent most of our secondary school experiences playing sport and helping ourselves with homework, etc. And we lived quite close together. But sport was the main thrill. We loved football. We also did some tennis. But as we approached the end of the fifth form, it became inevitable that my two friends were going to leave school and I was going to stay on. So at about the time, I can't remember exactly, but at about the time that they were leaving, their names I won't tell you, but very close friends. We were one afternoon, I think it was after school, I'm a bit foggy about the when on here, but I do know it was an opportunity where I went round to one of these friends, and I knew that he'd started to develop an interest in music, but I hadn't really delved into it because music wasn't really top of the pops in my eyes. My music experience had been listening to the radio, Beach Boys, Beatles stuff, but I hadn't really been a passionate follower. Anyway, after school we sat down, and my friend, he had a very small little portable electric record player. It was with a small amplifier and some really tinny speakers, and the actual playing deck was the size of a single. Anyway, he got some coffee, I think, and he told me to sit down. And he was really excited because he had some music to play. So here we go. Firstly, he put on this 7-inch single by this band Free called, what's the name of the song? The Worm, that's right. And I listened to this music for the first time in my life. And Free were a rock blues combo from the UK. You may know that they were Paul Rogers on lead vocals, Paul Kossoff on guitar, Simon Kirke on drums, and Andy Fraser on bass. And they really set the world alight at this particular time with their bluesy rock style. And I listened to The Worm and I thought, wow, this is really, really quite earth-shattering here. And he said to me, well, hang on a minute, I've got another single and I've bought an album. And clearly they were the first that he bought. And so next he put on the second single, which was Jethro Tull, A Song for Jeffrey. And when I heard Anderson sort of lurching his vocals and this flute and bass guitar work, well, no, it was Abraham's guitar work, I thought, my God, where are we? Are we on planet Earth here? I'd never heard anything like this in my life, this sort of bluesy, progressive rock side. And so I sort of drank my coffee and sort of my ears pinned back and thought, wow, what's going on here? And then he said, just sit down. I said, I better go now. I've got to go back for my tea, which was sort of dinner in England. He said, hang on a minute, I've got this album. You've got to listen to this album. And I saw the cover, and there was these three guys on the front cover who had these sort of fuzzy hair, very much like Jimi Hendrix. But they were English boys. And on the cover was the name Edgar Broughton Band. And he said, you just got to listen to this, just the first side. And so he put this long playing record on this very small little player, and the sound wasn't very good coming out of it, but it still had and I heard the first bars to a song called Death of an Electric Citizen. Now this music, I'd never heard anything like it in my life. This was the heaviest guitar style, slow blues that I'd heard. And his voice was a little bit like Captain Beefheart. And it was not a singing voice. It was just an emotional, grisly sound. And I listened to this 6 minutes of this Deaf Electric Citizen, and if you've never heard it, it's full of wah-wah guitar. It is extremely heavy, and this band were from Birmingham apparently, and it just completely knocked me out. I thought, wow, I've heard the future now, and from that day onwards, I went in pursuit of music of that ilk, and also guitar players in particular. But it was the most astonishing afternoon of my musical life, and in answer to this question, I'd love to go back to that afternoon and be exposed to that for the first time ever, because that proved to be the crucial moment in me going down the musical road that has led me to be an eclectic lover of music.